Hello, my name is Steve M. Nash and I'm the editor of selfhelpcollective.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about developing a positive mental attitude. I'm going to briefly share with you the words and wisdom of Gary Miller, and then I'm going to share some thoughts of my own about developing a positive mental attitude. And I'd love to know your thoughts too. So let's go with what Gary Miller has to say. Because the development of a positive mental attitude can be a truly daunting task for many people, the best way to begin is with a plan. All truly great endeavours, such as the making of the Empire State Building or the creation of the United States of America, each began with a plan. If the plan is a good one to start, it can later be improved upon and made to be even better. The beginning, however, will require a good plan and a devotion to success. Gary then goes on to say this. First, decide on just 2 or 3 things that you could do better to make your attitude a more positive mental attitude each day. Gary shares some tips how to do this. Daily meditation might be one way. Exercising several times a week, maybe another. And perhaps even not quitting when you first begin to feel that your plan is no longer interesting to you. It just so happens that developing a positive mental attitude is probably where my journey into self-help first began. My known journey. I think we're all committed to self-growth. Whether we read self-help books, watch self-help videos, or not. Life is about growth. Self-growth. It just is. We're all committed to it. Whether we get a new job, new relationship, marriage, new children, people die. There's a whole lot of events that challenge us to grow, challenge us to be positive. But my first foray into self-help started from actually understanding that I was a negative person. And I discovered this in my 30s, and it sounds strange, but it actually shocked me. It shocked me to understand, to get a handle on my negativity. As a teenager, I was negative and can't do about things and dismissive of other people's joy. And as a 20-something, I was a bit angry at other people's successes, not acknowledging my successes, always making mine small compared to the other person, especially when it came to relationships with the opposite sex. Unhappy. In my 30s, maybe mid-30s, I just discovered I was negative. I could not believe it. And I read a book about developing a positive mental attitude. I'm not sure who I wrote it. And it was great. And thus my journey into self-help literature began. And some of that took me into spiritual literature as well, which you may not be interested in. But I think they're interlinked a little bit. Developing a positive mental attitude it's the basis of how you can grow. Because if you're always finding fault with yourself, you're always going to be finding fault with other people. This will impact your relationships. Nobody wants to be found fault with all the time. Where is the joy in that? So, developing a positive mental attitude is about understanding where you are when it comes to negativity. Are you grateful for things that happen in your life? Or do you prefer to look at what isn't happening? The glass half full, glass half empty exercise, in my 20s, it meant nothing to me. The glass was half full. The glass was half empty. Doesn't really matter. It was semantics to me. I didn't understand the enormity of the difference between those two, and it's very easy to brush that off and say half full, half empty. Yeah, of course it's half full. Yeah, of course. But You can say that your glass is half full and not really understand what that means, what it really means. So I believe developing a positive mental attitude is vital. A plan is good. I think it is good to spend time with people that have a positive mental attitude, and perhaps remove yourself from people that do not. It is very easy to be dismissive. I'm going to use a word that you may not like me to use. Cynical. I consider cynicism to be a negative trait. To reduce the beauty and majesty of life to explainable rules, or to even dismiss these things because they cannot be explained. But that is me. That is my bent on cynicism. There is a joy in life, whether good things or bad things are happening, and I'm not saying that you should never feel down. You should always see the best of everything. I'm saying that a positive attitude helps the good times feel better and helps the bad times feel less painful, less unpleasant. I'm saying that a positive attitude encourages others to give of their best, encourages you to give of your best, sets a good example for other people, is a great example for children. As an adult, it's a great way to sort of encourage others. It isn't about succeeding all the time. It's about understanding that life is I was going to say it's a roller coaster. It's ebb and flow. It's coming and going. It's giving and taking. This is what life is. This is our experience. This is what life is. It is not always good. It is not always bad. Developing a positive mental attitude allows you to appreciate the truth of that. You will get more out of life. Gary Miller believes so. I believe so. I hope that you also believe so. I'd like to know what you think about developing a positive mental attitude, how it has helped you, how it can still help you. Please do share. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Gary Miller, for sharing your wisdom as well. Thank you. Goodbye.